Hello everybody, welcome to another train at home workout with Team Esteem, Rex's gym. Hopefully Daisy will make another appearance, but you just never know, she's so busy. She's an absolute superstar, actually sleeping in the sun right now. Now, today's workouts, we're gonna go through our warm-up, then we're gonna have some basic intervals, 40 seconds of work, 40 seconds of work, 40 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest for 3 rounds. We'll have 3 different circuits. Now I'll talk you through that, of course. I'm going to finish up with some stretching. So without further ado, if you're ready, you can just follow along or you can set your own timers and stuff like that. That's absolutely fine, but we're going to start off with our warm-up walks. So starting with those high knees. Now I was asked the other day, like, why do you always do the same walks? Well, the main reason is because it helps my body feel good. Like, once I've done the walks, I definitely feel a little bit looser in the hips, a little bit more ready to go into certain positions for squats and whatever else I have to do that day. But at this point, it's also a bit of a mental game. Like, once I start the walks, I'm like, okay, it's time to go to work, right? That's that sort of mental focus for the workout. Now I've been doing these walks for, I'm going to date myself a little bit here, probably about 15, 16 years. I haven't really seen too much reason to change them. So we're going to stick with them because, hey, if it's good enough for the national team, it's good enough for me. Now again, if you want to do a few more of these, that's absolutely fine. If you want to do a few less of these, absolutely fine as well. I'm just doing what I need to do to get my body warm. And like I said, about 8 each side to 12 each side should do the trick. Now, if you're at that 12, or maybe you've even done a few more, you need to focus for this one, and you're still feeling stiff, the best idea is to not go into the workout straight away, but maybe do some stretching for the area that feels stiff. Yeah, so that warm-up is also a little bit of a check-in with your body. Like, hey, is this feeling good? Is this feeling like it's gonna work well for me today? Or do I need a little bit of extra work to loosen something up? Now today, for instance, I noticed my lower back is feeling a little bit stiff. So I might do a few more movements for the lower back today. Lunges to finish our walks. Now you can do the forward stepping lunges, you can do the backward stepping lunges, or you can do a lunge walk. I prefer a lunge walk, which is where you just step through every step. But since most of us are at home, you might not have that space. If you're doing these workout outside, go nuts and do the walks from point A to point B, and then the next walk back, kind of the way we do it when we're in the studio. All right, now we're gonna get our feet in the squat position. You're gonna grab the front of your toes and pull yourself down into a squat position. Nice and low, knees out, chest up. Hold for a count of 1, 1,000, and then push your hips up as high as they'll go. Hold for a count of 1, 1,000, and back down. And up. And down. And up. And down. Really try to pull yourself down to that squat position, knees out, chest up. And really try to drive those hips up and get that little stretch in the hamstrings, or for me, lower back. Let's do one more. All right. Now lie down flat on your stomach. We're going to do some Supermans. Now the Superman is where you lift your chest and your legs off the ground, touch back down. We'll do 20, Keep those legs nice and straight. Very nice. Now roll onto your back, double dead bugs, 6 reps. The double dead bugs is the one where you lower the arms and the legs at the same time. Lower back into the ground. Three to go. All right. So right now you should kind of feel ready to do a little bit of work. Just everything should feel a little bit looser. If not, feel free to go through that again, or just pause the video and do a little bit of stretching where you need it. Next up, we're gonna go into our circuit. 40 seconds of work on exercise 1, 40 seconds on exercise 2, 40 seconds on exercise 3, then a 40-second rest, and we're gonna do that 3 rounds. Yeah, so if you want to work on your own timer, set it for 40-second intervals, just continuously. There's a few great timer apps that you can download. Maybe you have one of those phones that's really smart and you can set it on, or you can just follow along with me because I've got my timer set. You probably can't see it, but I can, so I'll let you know when it's time and not. The first workout is going to be Sumo Squats, which is a squat with a wide stance. Then we got some hinges, so on 2 legs or on 1 leg. I'm going to walk you through the options, and then we're going to finish up with 40 seconds of mountain climbers before we get 40-second rest. Yeah? So if you want to set up your own timer, this is the time to do it. If you want to go with me, feel free. Let's get ready for this. All right, guys. 10 seconds, set my clock over here so I can see it and you can't, so you don't know when I'm lying. Wide stance, about a foot wider than normal, 40 seconds. Let's see if we can keep those squats nice and deep. Keep pushing those knees out. Some of you might be going a lot wider with the knees or with the feet. Some of you have to come in a little bit. We still want that deep hip position. So we want the crease of the hips at about knee height in the bottom position. That's what we're aiming for here. If you can't quite get there, that's okay. Doesn't make you a bad person. Now, we've got 5 more seconds before we go into the hinge. Straight into it, hands behind your head. Hinge, come back up. Now keep the stomach strong in that bottom position. You want to feel the hamstrings at the top. Squeeze the glutes. Every rep is a breath. 10 seconds to go. This is a little bit too easy. You can definitely go for the alternating single leg version. All right, mountain climbers next. Push-up position, 1 knee up, other knee up. First and foremost, this is a core exercise. Keep your body still, one side, other side. If you can do that, you can start to increase the pace, but keep the body still. If you want to work really hard, you can make it a mountain runner, but keep the body still. 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. 40 seconds rest. Now, this is a great time. If you feel a little bit of stiffness, feel a little tight somewhere, something not working right, do a stretch for that. So for me, always hip flexors. I was going to use this time to loosen that hip flexor up a little bit. Still 20 seconds rest. You want to make the most out of your training time. So instead of sitting still in your rest, do something that's going to benefit you. 5 seconds. Get ready for your sumo squats. And go, round 2. Now you might notice in the second round you can go a little faster, you can do a little more. There's nothing wrong with counting your reps and trying to beat your score every round. Just make sure you keep going range of motion. Make sure you keep doing it well before you try doing it fast. 15 seconds to go. Don't let up now, keep working through it, guys. After this, we're going into that hinge. All right, into your hinge. Hands behind your head, hamstrings, glutes. Hamstrings, glutes. Now, if you have any weights at home, dumbbells, kettlebells, you can add those in here. Reach and squeeze. It's all still a hinge. Like I said, you can do the single leg version. Just keep working. Single leg version with the weights is also fantastic. 8 seconds to go. All right, mountain climbers. Pick your speed. Keep those shoulders directly above your wrist. Halfway already, guys. Breathe through it. Finish that round 2 off good. Keep the knees nice and close to the ground when they come up. 8 seconds. And rest. All right, another rest. For me, another hip flexor stretch. Starting to feel a little bit looser now. Starting to feel good. So guys, we have one more round on these exercises. Then we're gonna go into our next circuit. Halfway through your rest. Uh, 8 seconds. All right, get ready for sumo squats. 2, 1, and go. Open those hips. Now, what to do with the hands? You definitely reach forward if you know you struggle with getting deep, because that helps the balance. If you have a weight, you can definitely hold on to it, or them. If it's a barbell, put it on your back, put it on the chest. 8 seconds to go, or you can just pray to the Lord. All right, hinges. Good work, guys. Last round of sumo squats. $15 seconds to go. Keep breathing. Every rep is a breath. Up is out. 2, 1, and mountain climbers. There we go, guys. We got 25 seconds to go. It's okay if you feel some mild discomfort. Just keep pushing through. Keep breathing and work for it. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. That was the first circuit. So we're a third in. Next circuit, reverse lunges. Alternating. Push up to planks and finish up with a hamstring walk out. Now, again, I'll walk through it with you, but first, quick sip. You don't want to drink too much during this. You don't want to feel the water sloshing around. Little sips throughout is the way to go. All right, 5 seconds. Get ready. If you have weights, you can use them. Reverse lunges, step back, knee down, and up. Just keep walking through one side, other side. I like to have my hands on my hips so I can feel if they're staying in position or not. I don't want one side to sink out, or I don't want this to happen, that big arch. Keep them nice and neutral. 13 seconds. For the next one, we're going down into a push-up position. All right, push up to plank. Starting to push up, abs on, elbow down, hand, hand, other side, elbow down, hand, other side. So we're gonna go elbow, elbow, hand, hand, and then the other side, elbow, elbow, hand, hand. Keep the hips from swaying from side to side. Do as much from here and keep the glutes on if you can. 8 seconds to go. All right, lie down on your back. Hip bridge. Lift those hips up. And now walk your feet out as far as you can without letting the butt touch the ground. Small steps back. Walk them out. Small steps back. Walk them out. Small steps back. If you can get your legs straight, that's great. If you can't, doesn't matter. Walk as far as you can. So hammies should be screaming. If not, smaller steps. Or don't walk all the way back. Keep them out there. Makes it harder. All right, rest. So again, use this time for a little bit of stretching or just catching your breath. So yeah, on the reverse lunge, if you do have weights, feel free to use them. If there's body weight, absolutely fine as well. Just supposed to keep your body moving a little bit. 5 seconds. And here we go. One side, other side. Often people find this stepping back a little bit easier on the knees. If that's the case, keep doing it. If this still gets into your knees, replace it with something that doesn't hurt your knees. If you don't have any weight, but you still want to make this harder, what you do is stay low. Here, boom. There, boom. There, boom. Never give yourself that rest at the top. 3 seconds to go. All right, push up the plank. Again, nice and wide. Elbow, elbow, hand, switch sides. Now for this one, the narrower the feet are, the easier it is to stop. No, the narrower the feet are, the harder it is to stop your hips from rocking. If you have your feet wider, it makes it easier. 10 seconds to go. Hold strong. Elbow, elbow, hand, and then other side. That's the way. Hamstring walk out. So remember, if you want to make it harder, don't walk all the way back. Keep that out position. My hamstrings are sore from deadlifts, so I'm just going through the whole range and taking my Clayton given rest in that top position. Ooh, I feel them. 15 seconds. Nice work, guys. Keep those glutes on. That's it. That's round 2 already. All right, let's do this stretch. It takes a few hours in the morning for my hips to kind of be ready for the day. So doing a little workout like this really helps for me. Or just doing some stretching also helps, but I find for me, moving beats stretching every day. You should think about that. See how it feels. If you normally stretch, see if you do some movement, do you feel better or not? All right, here we go. Last round of that second circuit. Stay upright, keep those hips nice and still. Get your hand in position if you need to feel it. If you want to make it harder, stay low. Stay low, stay low. Get those legs working here. Nice. Now, last 15 seconds you have an option to go into switch jumps. Only for the strong-willed. 8 seconds to go. 2, 1. All right, push up the plank. You know the drill. Abs on, glutes on. Keep working through it, guys. Yeah, 20 seconds to go. Hips, or hips still. Feet wider, easier. Feet narrower, a little harder. Feel this and the glutes doing the work. You've got 8 seconds to go. Hold strong. If you need a break, take that break in the plank. Hold that plank if you can't go through the movement anymore. Roll over. Hamstring walkouts. Now, option for those who want it, walk out and hold there. See if you can hold there for the 40 seconds. Keep the abs on. Keep lifting those hips up as high as you can. 18 seconds to go, guys. Work for it. Great way to strengthen the back side of the body. If this is not your jam, keep doing the walkouts. Hold it. And time. All right. That is the second circuit done. Then we have one more circuit to go. Now we're going to do what we call the drop and pop, which is kettlebell swings without the kettlebell. If you do have a kettlebell, feel free to use it. You can use it with dumbbells as well. Just hold at the edge. Then we're going to go side plank right, 40 seconds. Side plank left, 40 seconds. 10 seconds before I go into it. Now, if you do not have a kettlebell, the drop and pop. We're going to start nice and tall, hands together. Then you're going to slap the thighs, hands back, and drive up. Should be able to see the similarities between the kettlebell swing and the drop and pop. Into that hinge and pop back up. You don't have to slap your thighs hard. Just slide your hands past it. Just the thumbs touching those thighs. Hammies, boom. Hammies, boom. 5 seconds. Side plank right. Now side plank, we've got a few different positions. Easiest on the knees and the hips are up. What we're looking for is a relaxed head. We don't want you to be here or cranked in any position. We're looking for the shoulder blades on top of each other and the hips on top of each other and pushed forward. So not here, not rolled. If that's easy, go to the feet version, but hips on top, shoulders on top. If you're doing this, no good. Shoulder blades are not on top of each other. Switch sides. Again, the options. Option 1, on the knees. Relax your head, shoulder blades on top of each other, hips on top of each other, and pushed forward. Option 2, on the feet, everything else stays the same. Now this is why often people raise their hand up here, so that kind of helps those shoulder blades stay on top of each other. Make sure the hips are right stacked on top of each other as well. Very important. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good work. All right. So that's one round down. Now, if you're doing the drop and pop, should notice that, okay, that gets the heart rate going a little bit. And 40 seconds of kettlebell swings are 40 seconds of kettlebell swings. If your heart rate is not up, you're not doing it right. 20 seconds before we go into round number 2, guys. So pick your options here. See, you know, starting to feel better. Don't feel the need to stretch. All right, 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Hamstrings, hips, hamstring, hips. Keep the abs and the glutes on at the top. That top position is your plank position. Tight, tight. 20 seconds in, 20 seconds to go. Hey guys. All right, side plank right. You're just staying out of the screen, are you, girl? Let's see. Daisy, come here. Come here. Yes. Yes. You're gonna do side planks as well? Daisy is doing a side plank as well. Good job. Now keep those hips on top of each other. Shoulder blades on top of each other. It can actually help doing this against the wall. Put your butt cheeks and your shoulder blades and your head against the wall with your elbow and feet slightly away from the wall. 2, 1, and switch sides, Daisy. Switch sides. We're switching sides. We're switching sides, Daisy. No, she's napping. It's much more important. Oh, yeah, this side's good enough for you, isn't it? So yeah, guys, against the wall, back of the head, shoulder blades, and butt cheeks. Now, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you have the option. Lift the top leg up. Don't have to. It becomes a lot harder for that bottom hip. It's not necessarily the core that has to work harder. Still in the same position, but now instead of being able to instead of being able to use that bottom hip or that top hip to drive into the ground as well, you don't have that one anymore. And you just have the bottom hip to do all the work. So that can be a little bit hard. Now guys, we have one round left before we're gonna do some stretching. Are you all right? 15 seconds, guys. Have a drink if you need to. Stretch if you need to. Don't worry, I'll work around you, Days. Don't feel the need to get up. You're fine. Just stay right in the middle. Up or not. Here we go. Now, kettlebell swings, of course, add a little bit of weight for the hamstrings and glutes. So if you do have a kettlebell, I'd say definitely use it. But what we're mainly after is getting that heart rate up a little bit. And this will do it. 3, 2, 1. Side plank. All right, hips up, nice and straight. I don't really have a wall here where I can do my side planks against. Otherwise, I like the wall version. So if you've never done a side plank against the wall, after this, try it. Heels 5 centimeters away from the wall. Elbow 5 centimeters away from the wall. Shoulder blades, back of the head, and both butt cheeks against the wall. And see if that makes it harder. 5 seconds. and switch. If it does make it harder against the wall, it means you're cheating your regular planks, right? Because if we're in a perfect upright position here, that wall position should not feel harder. But if it does feel harder, we know, okay, we're losing our position a little bit here. I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose or consciously, not calling you a bad person, although Daisy is calling you a great person if you give her belly rubs and maybe a bit of food. But put those sort of check marks in place. 2, 1, and down. All right, guys, grab a drink if you want to, and then meet me in the spread sit. Feet nice and wide. Now, you can have your hands behind you, prop yourself up. If this gives you a good stretch on the inside of the legs, just stay there, absolutely fine. If you feel that you can reach further forward, you can do that as well. All we're after is the muscles on the inside of the legs. What I want you to do, big breath in, try to fill the stomach and the lower back up with air. And reach forward. And reach forward. Now, if you're fairly stiff, one of your cheating mechanisms is going to be to lift the calves off the ground to kind of get here. Don't do that. You're better than that. 20 seconds to hold, guys. Ten seconds before we go into our downward dog. All right, into a push-up position and bring your hips up as high as they'll go. Now try to push those heels down to the ground. Now, it really depends on where you're stiff. For me, this is all calves. Like, my main objective here is to drive my heels